perfectly and good, I can write my initials on the sticker right there, and I can put it on his book. I mean, he can choose where I put it.
Okay, so let's, Braxton, why don't you go ahead and you start with it, and then we'll just kind of
So what,
talk about it.
I'm a little confused. I just want to know, do they each have a different job here? Is that it? Or they co-wrote this, or what's going on? Can you tell me what's going on while you're both?
Braxton makes the book, and then he picks someone, and then you have to grab a clip, and then I check, and then whoever's like checking it, they check it, and if they think it's all good, you write your initials on the sticker and you put them on the book, and that's how it goes.
Do you as an author ever go through it and think about if there's places you need to fix it up?
Yeah.
You do that too. But then just to make sure, you ask another friend, right? Another pair of eyes. Oh, great. Okay. You also do your own writing too,
Yeah,
right?
I do.
Okay. Okay, great. All
Just
right,
like when, if you ever can if you ever have like free time to do it or something.
Okay. So let's see. Are you going to tell us how you helped him? Or what he changed or not? Or are you up here to do the editing?
That's what they're to do right now. Is yes,
got it.
Yes.
Okay.
So if what I'm hoping to do, guys, is if we can coach you through this, then you can show the rest of the class. Maybe not today, but maybe a different day.
Ah, okay.
That's what
Let's see you go at it. Okay, let's see how this works.
Should I read it? Like read the book? Okay.
Yeah, just what you normally would do.
It's just kind of hard with all the teachers.
know.
If you have a small dog, you have to feed it smaller food. Or do I read it? I'm not sure.
Either way.
But you have to follow along though. I mean, if you're the editor,
Yeah,
you've got
I
to be
can-
looking at the words
Yeah,
real
I
carefully.
can follow along.
Can you go back and read the title of your story?
Dogs by Braxton.
So, oh, it's not a story, it's a...
Is it information?
Information.
Oh, okay, thank you. That helps me as a reader or a listener to know.
If you have a small dog, you have to feed it smaller dog food. Done. Okay. I thought you read his feet for food for a second, so no, let's see.
Oh, say more about that.
Because I thought I just had to double check to make sure that was food.
Because you were thinking what?
It spelled feet. I knew feet. If you have a young dog, you might want to build a fence. A canine is a type of guard dog. Police officers have a canine to help them a lot. Also, I usually like, if I'm ever like clipped on like this, I usually like to not to like always interrupt. So like for like if they ever make a mistake on like a word, so like I kind of just wait for the end to tell them if they made a mistake. Okay.
You know what my thought is on that? How do you think you could be more helpful to the author? Or do you think that's most
Well, so they don't stop their brain from like stop reading. So like it doesn't like stop from thinking.
okay. So you're gonna hold everything in your brain?
Yeah.
Okay.
A pitbull is a type of dog that is lazy and it will bite you if you mess with it. I'm pretty sure he has a pitbull at home. Yeah, I do. I came to his house last weekend, so he hasn't finished the whole thing. I don't want to do any more pages, really.
So your book is finished then?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so now what did you want to say, Tanner? You said you didn't want to interrupt him. What are you thinking about his book?
I think it looks pretty good because I don't really see anything where he messed up. Except read this again because I just want to see. Police officer. This page?
Yeah.
That page. A canine is a type of guard dog. Police officers have a canine to help them a lot. I don't think a lot of people would know. I think you should write canine, or like you at least should like tell people like what KP stands for because I don't really know. K9. Oh,
You think it stands for something?
That's just the name of it. It doesn't stand for anything. I think you should just use some words, not K9. I'm not sure. I'm sure, but that's like the type of dog. That's like the type.
So, Braxton, do you understand what Tanner's trying to tell you there, honey? What's he trying to tell you?
He's trying to tell me that like it's not. I don't know really what he's trying to tell me.
What I notice is that Tanner's confused because he doesn't know what a canine is. And he's sharing with you that maybe if he doesn't know, other readers don't know. So he's giving you a suggestion as to what you could maybe do to help them.
But he's saying here, a canine is a type of guard dog.
Oh.
See, that's what his sentence says. I think what you're saying is you were kind of confused that he used a K and a 9 as opposed to a word. So you're wondering if this is how you really write canine, or if it's a word, right? So do you know the answer to that question? So when you wrote the word canine, this is how it sounded to you, right? So you know what you might want to do? You might want to do a little research on the word canine to see if you can answer his question, and if you might want to change it in your story.
I'm pretty sure I saw like some dog books last library, so maybe he could check out like the dog books.
What do you think about that? That might be kind of cool. Do you have any other questions? So that's one thing you're going to do a little research on the word canine.
But you know what you did? You were reading it and you were confused, weren't you? And you weren't quite sure, and you stopped. And you asked that question. That's what readers do, don't they? Even when they're reading a book, they do that. And when you're helping someone with their writing, you do that, don't you? That's fantastic.
Okay, so this is called dogs. And then what's this last page? What, can you read it?
A pitbull is a type of dog that is lazy and it will bite you if you mess with it.
Oh.
I know how he knows that because he once got bit his ear off by
You did?
a pit bull. Yep. Hmm? It told me, so that's how he knows like they'll bite you.
So I have a question. What is your name, honey? What is your name?
Tanner.
Tanner. I have a question for you. And what is your name again? Braxton, that's right. Okay, when Braxton was reading this, and then he said, "I'm done." What did you think about how this informational piece ends?
Well, you say that in a different way.
Okay, so you know what? Or maybe can I just give you my feedback? Okay, so when you were reading this, I was really intrigued because I mean, canine dogs, guard dogs, and this book. And then you said, "Oh, I'm done," and I'm like, well, I don't want you to be done. I want you to say something to end the piece.
Oh, you could.
Were you feeling that way at all?
Well, not really, but kind of. Just kind of end it because he ended on a page, so you don't really know what happened.
So you know what you might want to do?
You could write. You could write. Now you know more about dogs.
Oh, there you go. And then that would feel like a satisfying ending to me as a reader. I feel like, okay, now we're done. Now I know we're done. Not like, oh, wait a minute, I want to know some more. So say that again. What's your idea? That's a closing. That's called a closing. My, that'd be something they could teach the class. What?
You could write. Now what do you know about dogs?
Yeah. Now you know about dogs, or now what do you know about dogs? What do you think you might do there now?
Now you know more about dogs.
Can you go and do that?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Oh, and I think they could. This was great, and then they can teach about closings, satisfying endings, even in informational books.